Hello there. I am redoing this video because my first attempt at the video did not record sound. I am posting this reply to the video I Love Scientology, to this little missy. You may have friends in Scientology that have heard or that have been controlled by, now I'm not saying that they are, that have been controlled or may have been prescribed drugs to make them think that they are telling you the truth about the church. A lot of the research I've done has led me to believe that the church is the incarnation of evil and more sinister than Satan himself, and that's putting it very mildly. I am trying to keep this video curse free. Let's see how long that lasts. The position of Annan versus the church. I think you're, honestly, no insult, but I think you're a bit foolish to think that Annan will be stopped by something like this. Annan is growing by the minute, it is not growing by the day, by the minute. On the 10th of February, when all of this picketing took place, there was about 10,000 to 11,000 members. That was 2 days ago. Now there's about 13 to 14,000 thereabouts, and at its current rate of growth, in about 5 to 6 months, it will be bigger than the Church of Scientology. And that's quite disturbing to me alone, or maybe to a few other people, but to anybody who's been on the net as long as I have and knows the ins and outs of the way people work, yeah, it's actually quite disturbing to see peaceful tactics done by Annan. It's not like people from the net to do that. Admittedly, their earlier tactics, the DOS attacks on the website, were malicious, and I will agree to that. They were malicious, but they were done at a hasty speed, and they soon realised the shortcoming of that and retreated to a more peaceful way, which became the picketing. As of now, I would like you, little bit, to do some research on Annan itself as a whole, and I'm not talking about research into individual people. I am talking about their common belief, and you can quote me if you wish, but their common belief is knowledge is free, and I believe it. Now, I'm not an Annan member, but I do believe in their beliefs. I will support them whenever they need support. I will not be afraid to show my face. Many of the reasons why they cover their faces is because they fear lawsuits from Church of Scientology, codenamed COS, and they fear that, yes, to some degree it could in fact damage Annan as a whole, but the statement that where one falls 10 will appear, yes, that's very true. That will happen, and the more that Church of Scientology sues each member of Annan, 10 will take their place, and eventually COS will not be able to sue anymore because they haven't got enough money to hire the lawyers needed. It's not a very good tactic, but it's a tactic nonetheless. Strategically, Annan have got the extreme advantage over COS in such a way that this is the age of technology. This is the age of knowledge. This is the age where teenagers can, at a few tips of the keyboard, be actually more effective now, in this day and age, than a Marine was in World War II. And that statement is true. The internet is the source of all knowledge. Well, not the source of all knowledge, but the source of most knowledge to mankind. And teenagers of this generation know how to use it to their advantage. And they will do so. I want to actually say to go research the Church of Scientology as well. Now, there's a lot of stuff out there, court cases, the end result of those court cases, people who are involved, ex-members of the so-called cult of Church of Scientology. Now, these ex-people have got their own reasons to leave the church. I don't know their exact circumstances, but I'm sure if you dug deep enough, you would find the answers there. There is lots of scandal about people wanting to leave that just they won't leave because they are either bullied or tricked, or the list goes on. It's endless. Well, not endless, but you get the picture. There's a lot of content on the net, admittedly. Okay, I will set this straight. A lot of content on the net is false, and we all know this. It is in human nature to lie, to protect oneself. But in doing so, some of the truth has been compromised. Now, if you search deep enough, you will find the truth of the truth. But Annan is searching for the 100% truth, which can only be obtained through taking down the church itself. That's, of course, if the church doesn't hand it over willingly. I'm guessing they're not going to do that at this point, because they would have done that at the start if they had that choice. But if they do, and it's harmful to them and their church and their belief, well, I suppose they have a reason to hide it. But if they hand it over, they screw themselves over. It's just a fact the way it is. I had another point, I had a comment typed down, which I can't actually look at the moment, but I've forgotten it mentally, but it's written down on the text, if you want to take a look at it. I strongly recommend you do the research before making any big comments and getting yourself in trouble with Annan and possibly the church itself. You being a pro Scientologist will not matter to them. It won't. And I'm just telling you that now. They will sue you. I'm not saying that they will sue you for any reason other than their ability to sue you. That's just the bottom line. Well, I hope this has been a little bit informative for you about everything. Yes, 40 seconds left. I just want to take time to actually give respects to the McPherson family for the last few years, especially for 2 days ago, the anniversary and all that. I hope that they're getting on alright, and I hope they have the best of health. I hope everything's calmed down on their side, and best of wishes to the McPherson family and to yourself, little miss. I hope this has been at least a little bit enlightening for you. Good night or good morning, whichever your time zone.